So one last thing I want to talk about then is the next assignment. The assignment itself is this mood board exploration. So this assignment, though, is asking you to do some, what we're going to call design research to create a mood board. And if you go through the pages for the module, you'll see what some examples of mood boards are. And I have a link here too. This is going directly to my Pinterest site, because I'm like a big Pinterest user. And you'll see a bunch of mood board examples. So the idea behind a mood board is it's basically just a collage. And you'll see here an example. Some are nice and neat and very ordered and very structured. Others are more freeform with shapes and overlapping images and text. But the basic idea is to think about what the client wants and to start some preliminary research, which you would share with the client to try to get a better understanding of what the client's actual direction is going to be for the final site that that client wants. So what you see in this example are color swatches, some font examples, some images here down below. But this is this is totally up to you. It's just I want you to go through the process of designing this. So if I go back here to the assignment, is I basically want you to do 2 of these mood boards, and the dimensions are going to be 1920 pixels wide, but it can be as tall as you want. So 1920 by as tall as you want. And then you're going to pick one item from each column, and that's what you'll do for your research. So I have a genre, I have a date, and I have a style. So you'll pick, for instance, noir, the year 2100, and psychedelic, let's say. And then I want you to search images, fonts, and colors that reflect those 3 things that you pick. And you're basically going to, if you're, let's say you're researching noir. So, I'm just gonna type in noir images. And then I'm gonna go into images here. And then you can, find an image that you feel like fits that description that you picked. Right click on the image, copy image, and then I'll go into Photoshop. So actually, I'll bring Photoshop over here. And I'll create a new document. So I will create a document that is 1920. And then the height, it can be as high as you want. So let's say I'll do 3,000 pixels high. 72 is what you want to set it at. And then I'll hit create. Here's my document. And then I'm going to paste that image in there. So that's the first image, that I decided to put inside this mood board. And if you know Photoshop, this is going to be pretty easy. You're just copying and pasting. But every time you paste, you're going to get a new layer, and that image will appear on that layer. So, I'll go back, and let's say I pick the year 2100. So I'm thinking, what type of fonts would work? So I will say, let's say futuristic fonts. And I'll go into images, and okay, this nebula font looks interesting. So here too, you can copy and paste it, or you can do like a screen grab. So sometimes I like to do a Shift Control Command 4. On a Mac, if you Shift Control Command and 4, it will let you do a screen grab, but it actually does a copy at the same time. So when you go back into Photoshop, I can paste that. Now I just pasted the font. So You're going to collect images and fonts and also colors too. So let's say, oh, this is kind of a cool color, that purple. You can click the eyedropper tool in Photoshop, drop it on the color. And then I explained this in the assignment, but you can then use this rectangle tool, have it set the pixels, and then that's a color swatch. You know, and I can hit I for eyedropper again. We find, you know, another color. Go into rectangle, the rectangle shape tool. You know, then I can have another color swatch. So I have images, colors, and fonts that all go into the mood board. And this is kind of the first step in design research and figuring out what that website should be. As we work on other projects, I'm going to ask you to create mood boards, and then we're going to take elements in the mood board and we're going to see how that converts to code. So how do I, you know, start to bring in the fonts and the colors and use the right code for other assignments to bring those stylistic elements to life for the web page. So this is the first step of that process.